Boom, shakalaka boom. You've tuned in to the free-range human show of choice, your daily dose of reality radio. It's the head cracker in charge. It's the attack of the cracker pack. It is Clay Edwards. It is a FAFO Friday here on my show, The Clay Edwards Show, on 103.9 FM, WYAB. I call it the Big Stick. It's about to be getting bigger. Stay tuned for details. We're streaming worldwide at WYAB.com and the TuneIn app or Alexa. Just search WYAB. We're also streaming in stunning HD. You can see this pink FAFO shirt I'm wearing. You can see the red, the white, the blue. Old Betsy Ross hanging behind me there. Old Glory. And, of course, we got the Mississippi the Men's and Women's Health of Mississippi banner hanging up behind me there. Good morning to everybody. As previously mentioned, it's a FAFO Friday. It's August 29th, 2025, the year of thy Lord. It's also the 20th anniversary of Hurricane Katrina. Man, we're going to talk about that this morning. But first, the Guns and Gear text line, 769-241-1944. 769-241-1944. The Mazda of Jackson phone line is 601-879-0002. 601-879-0002. Just getting a few little things tweaked out here on my screen as we get this thing going. I see everybody starting to pile in. Good morning to everybody. Y'all stay safe out there, man. I woke up and I saw on my phone flash floods. I got that Life 360 app, and it had like an emergency thing on it. I thought maybe a family member that I follow had been in a wreck or something. So I kind of panicked for a second, and then it just said flash flooding. I was like, okay. Man, I didn't no more get out of downtown Brandon or get to Highway 80 past the old middle school there, and I hit a dang puddle of water in that F-150. About took me off the road into a light pole. I had to stop in the middle of the road. So much water ended up on my windshield. Like, damn, I can't see anything. Anyway, y'all be safe out there. It's still Jackson. It's still Central Mississippi. They still think it's the Daytona 500 everywhere you go, rain or not. What's saying? Rain or shine. Oh, let me see here. I'm going to put one more thing up on the screen, and then we will get this party started. Y'all swing by my website, man. BuyFAFO.com. BuyFAFO.com. Grab an FAFO shirt or cap. I got a lot of stuff in stock. I need to sell some of it. Y'all going to see me out at my house later. I set some stuff up yesterday. I set up a QVC style, TikTok shop style merch display. I set up my own little boutique or whatever they call it, online boutique, all FAFO merch on some racks and stuff. It looks pretty cool. And tonight, I think that's what I'm doing tonight. I'm going live. We're having a sale live tonight on the internet. But y'all swing by today and take advantage of it. Get the hats while they're in stock. I don't know. I ain't going to restock this many hats again. We're going to narrow it down to whatever the best sellers were. But I got quite a few options right now. So swing by there, see what we got. And if for some reason you buy it and it's out of stock, I will refund you the money. So buyfafo.com. Also, real quick, be making your plans this weekend to get out to Cypress Point Resort. It's their big Labor Day weekend, all play, no work, Labor Day weekend concert extravaganza. Don't be paying this rain any attention. Indoors, outdoors, rain or shine, it's going to be a heck of a good time at Cypress Point. It's all kicking off tonight. Heck, it's all kicking off at lunchtime today. They got that big old ribeye steak sandwich available. If you follow me on social media, you've seen me post pictures of it. You've heard me talk about it. 16 ounces of pure ribeye, fat infused. My God, this thing is so good. The bun is made in-house, right back there in the kitchen. The bread is almost as good as the steak. Then you combine the two of them together, and it's like kapow! To quote a little Jesse James Dupree. Swing by. Make plans on being there this weekend. Follow me online. I'll be telling you more about it. I'm sure we'll give you the band lineup before we get out of here today. All right, man, let's jump into it. Last night, I got back home, and I got a call from a buddy of mine. I'm going to call him a source. A source. He said, hey, bro. He says, They got a murder over by your house. I know that the black residents in Jackson, not all of them, the ones that don't like me, I know every time they get a notification on their phone, there's been a homicide in Brandon. They're like, "Oh, they got him. They finally got that bastard. We ain't gotta see Clay Edwards on our screen no more." Ha ha ha! Jokes on y'all. Jokes on you suckers. Clay ain't going nowhere. They ain't got me yet. They ain't got me yet, Hoss. This is some other white boys. But see, so anyway, he said, "Man, look, they got a murder in your neighborhood. Everybody in your neighborhood." I was like, "Man, I'm moving back to Jackson. Enough of this. What's going on in Butch Lee's Brandon? 2 murders in 2 days? Man. Hashtag Butch's Brandon. Like we used to do Chalkways Jackson." I don't. In fairness, the murder a couple days ago wasn't technically in Brandon. It was between Brandon and Pillahatchee there on Highway 80. That was a targeted homicide. Well, as first reported by me last night, despite all the naysayers in my comments, despite Polo locked up in jail out in Rankin County, still playing on the internet, Mississippi Department of Corrections, I'd like to report. I'd like to do some snitching this morning. Polo, Richard Irvin Edwards. Is it Richard? William Irvin Edwards, a.k.a. Polo, convicted murderer, is playing on the internet and talking about me. He's being mean to Clay Edwards. He's trying to grift off my popularity. I'd like to have his internet access revoked. He's clearly got a phone in the cell. Posting to a page called Polo's Perspectives. And he's also using AI to write his post for him because I know him all too well and he doesn't have the mental capacity to not type in Ebonics. So you need to just go check his cell, see what's going on there. Anyway, get my little snitching out of the way. What, you didn't think I was going to do that, Polo? Punk ass. Weak ass. Cuck. Kill a man over a hoe. Sorry, I know y'all get kids in the car. You know, you kill a man over a woman, and she ain't even all the way your woman. Weak. Like, you know she out here tricking. Figuratively. Maybe literally. Allegedly, of course. And you roll up and kill a man that opens her door? That is a soft, emotional man right there. That's no dad in the house energy right there. You too old for that. In your damn 60s, out here, getting all emotionally bent out of shape over some woman. I tell you what, like death and taxes, this is a guarantee. Clay Edwards ain't never going to jail over a piece of anything involving a woman. There's only 3 women I'll go to jail over. And that's my mama, my sister, and my daughters. Well, 4. 2 daughters. And that's it. And that's defending them. Outside of that, well, my grandmother is still alive. Pretty mama's still alive. 5. The number keeps raising, but my point being, outside of blood relatives, ain't no woman I'm going to jail over. Not doing me wrong. Not messing with another man. Hell no. I ain't built like that. I'm not the reason they put chairs in the corner of hotel rooms. Anyway, circling back to our Brandon double murder, as first reported by me, last night's murder was also a suspect in the murder 2 days ago. And he's on the run. Was on the run. They got him. They got him busted. White boys, man. Them all looks like some Simon City Royal type shenanigans. Anytime I see white boys with tattoos on their face, y'all know what I was saying the other day. Man, just once nothing nothing grinds my gears more than white thugs. Than white dudes culturally appropriating black culture. That's not a knock at black folks either this time. I mean, y'all do it well. It's your thing. But when white guys are trying to do your thing, they come across as just like bozo to clowns to me. And well, while these guys was cosplaying black, they forgot that they was cosplaying and they actually got into some killing. I mean, this is where they went full Jackson over there. Full Jackson. Anyway, so they got the guy. He killed a fellow by the name of Christopher Story last night. I don't remember the guy's name from the first homicide. But a fellow named Christopher Story got killed last night. He's related to some people that I'm friends with. I hate that for them. Then, so I wake up this morning to a picture of our murder suspect caught. And look, he was armed and dangerous, man. He was running around in our neighborhood. So I made a post about it. I'm like, Brandon residents. Hey, look, I ain't trying to cause a panic, but since the city hasn't released a statement and none of the law enforcement agencies have released a statement yet, let me give you a heads up. You know, there's a double murderer on the loose in Brandon or Rankin County at minimum. And I know the authorities get upset with me when I beat them to the punch. But look, last night I wasn't posting as a content creator. That wasn't for clicks and views. That was me giving my family and neighbors a heads up that, hey, we got a killer on the loose in our neighborhood. It did go viral. It got like 500,000 views, you know. But I mean, that just is what it is. And then, right, you know, as people are starting to call me and ask me how I lost my mind, like, Clay, this news ain't reporting this. One of my good friends called me right before bed. Clay, this ain't even on the news. What are you talking about? And then I was like, go to WJTV. Bam! Put some salt on it. Salt Bay. Sprinkle it. Sprinkle a little salt. But man, I ain't glad. I wish I'd been wrong. I wish the whole thing had been wrong. I wish I'd gotten some bad information. I hate that a guy got killed. But y'all just know, if I post something, it's real. I mean, I've made mistakes before, don't get me wrong, but I'll take mistakes down. If I post something, I've done my due diligence. The one time here recently, I posted something that was inaccurate. And it was just, it is what it is. But that was when we thought some paid protesters were coming into town for that No Kings rally. And somebody said they saw the protesters get out of the bus on High Street. Man, I saw them. I seen them with my own eyes, Clay. What they saw was some kids on the way back from a ball tournament. And we out here telling everybody that the people in the black buses are paid protesters sent in by George Soros. I deleted the post. But that's the only time that I know that I've been wrong, that I jumped the gun on something. But anyway, so they got the guy, another white thug, Matthew Brian Kidd with 2 D's. Matthew Brian Kidd. And the picture, I don't know who to credit the photo to. I don't know who to credit the photo to, but there's a photo of the catch with Brian Bailey and another deputy. And Brian is smiling in the photo like, man, they're happy they caught the guy. And man, people are tearing him up in my comments. Why is the sheriff smiling? Why is the sheriff smiling? That's disrespectful to the victim's family. And they're happy they got a killer off the street. I mean, I understand nitpicking. I get it, but y'all's irrational disdain towards the sheriff is getting a little irrational. I mean, I'm not sitting up here caping for Brian, but they just caught a killer on the loose in our community. Hell, I'm smiling. Damn, man. Let that man cook. Let him do his job. Quit crying. It's all right, man. Let him cook. Let him smile. Damn, man. That dude's been getting beat up. Beat up like the, who's the team that the Globetrotters play? The Generals or whatever they're called. I mean, he been getting beat up for a while, man. Let him take a W. Let Bailey have a W. It's all right. It ain't gonna hurt you. Show me on the doll. Show me on this bottle of water I'm holding. Show me on here where Sheriff Bailey smiling hurt you. Good job, Rankin County. Good job, Brandon. Good job, all the law enforcement agencies that caught the killer last night. I'm telling you that as a resident of downtown Brandon. Thank you. Let's take a break. We'll be right back. We're going to pull the comments up on the screen. Apparently somebody's in the comments calling the great Clay a racist. Oh, no. Oh, no. Not a racist. You see, what I did this morning is y'all keep telling me that, Clay, you don't ever talk about it when white folks do it. No, what I hope black folks are listening. I hope the black folks that always say that nonsense are listening this morning. See, I did this yesterday, and I'm doing it again today. I will call out the worst of my people. I don't make excuses for this white thuggery. I don't make excuses for these white rainbow supremacists that will go up in Catholic schools and have mass shootings and kill kids. I don't make excuses for them. They are all trash as far as I'm concerned. They are the pookies of my community. I call out our pookies. I don't make excuses for our pookies. I don't blame nothing that happened over the last 2 days in Brandon on systemic poverty, on systemic racisms, on Clay, you don't know their struggle. I don't give a damn about their struggle. We don't make excuses over here. We want results. And we got them last night. Good job, Rankin County. Good job, Brandon PD. And anybody else that was part of catching a thug and locking them up for life. But that's what we do over here. We don't make excuses for the worst in our community. We lock their asses up and throw away the key. Meanwhile, over in Jackson and like-minded places, man, free my dog. Y'all don't know what was going on. Y'all don't know what they had did to him. I don't care what they had did to him. I don't care what he had been through. All I care about is where he's going and how long he plans on staying there. Forever, ever. Forever, ever. Ever, ever. This is the Clay Edwards Show. We'll be right back. Clay Edwards Show here live on the WYAB 103.9 FM. I'm in the Men's Health and Women's Wellness of Mississippi studios this morning. Hoping you guys will swing by the website, buy a new shirt, buy FAFO.com. It is a FAFO Friday. And Brian Kidd, or Matthew Brian Kidd, did some effing around and finding out the last couple of days in Brandon. And, I mean, I don't think anything but the death penalty is going to be sufficient for this dude. You kill two people, allegedly, of course. And he's smiling in the mugshot. People are worried about Brian Bailey smiling. And this guy's smiling in the mugshot, just cheesing, ear to ear, proud of himself. Proud of himself. In his underwear, too. He looks 6'7", 6'8" in that photo. I'm like, dang, that's a big old boy. Then I saw the description of him, and it was like 6'1", 220. I'm like, damn, I'm 6'3", 250. Why does he look so much bigger than me? Then I realized he was standing next to Brian Bailey and whoever the other guy was, and they're just a little shorter. I went back, there's a picture of me and Brian Bailey from a couple of weeks ago, and I am rather taller than Brian. But either way, y'all be happy, man. Got a killer off the street. I mean, addition by subtraction. Addition by subtraction. We don't need that kind of trash out there. I just did a whole video. It's up on my Instagram and Facebook about white thugs. I mean, it's an inferiority complex. Oh, you don't think I'm hard? I'll show you how hard I am. I could just kill a man. Bye. Send him over to Rankin. Send him over to not Rankin County, but send him over to MCFC or whatever it's called, Mississippi Department of. Send him to the MDOC prison over there in Rankin County. Let him a polo hang out. They can sit back and make Facebook posts about me. Hey, real quick, Martin's Downtown and Martin's Livingston. Blue plate special of the day. Fried chicken, baby. Fried chicken. And it's so good. It's so juicy. I don't know if you got the choice in white or dark meat. I got white meat last time I was there. That's just what they brought out. You may be able to get dark meat. Either way, so a lot of places do fried chicken, and it ain't bad. You have good crust on it. But a lot of times the meat's dry, especially on white meat. Man, I ain't never had an overcooked, dried out piece of chicken from Martin's in the 5-6 years that I've been eating lunch there consistently. Never. Coming up, some of the live music stuff. These are the downtown listings. Let's see here. September 5th, you got Eric Deaton. September 6th, playing not one but two sets. It's Foosh, a New Orleans fish tribute. If you guys like them jam bands, man, Martin's and Chris Robolt of Robolt Productions, they bring some really good jam band stuff down there. It's not my thing. I have given jam bands and techno so many times to make me a fan, and they just can't do it. It's me, not y'all. It's me. It's not you. It's me. You, the man in the mirror. But, man, there's a lot of people that do like it. And I'm told that Fish is one of the best. And Foosh is a tribute to Fish. And they're going to be there playing two sets next weekend on the 6th. And I'm trying to see if they've got anything for tonight. The 30th. Today's the 29th. The 30th. So tomorrow night they got the Epic Funk Brass Band at the downtown location. Man, y'all check them out on Facebook. Martin's Downtown JXN or Martin's Livingston. Check out the live music lineup. But, hey, it's college football kickoff weekend, and Martin's has got two of the best sports bars in Mississippi, and they're both right here in central Mississippi. Check out all the games, the patios. Man, it's going to be I think the high this weekend is going to be like, well, not even this weekend. The high is it's going to be low this weekend because it's supposed to be raining a lot. Even after the rain, the high is only 80. Man, if you ain't out on a patio enjoying a cold drink, watching a game, what are you doing with your life? All these great sponsors we got with big patios. Martin's right now is who we talking about. Man, swing by and enjoy it. They got all the big screen TVs out there. I can't think of anywhere I'd rather be than on a patio watching college football. Texas, Ohio State, number 1 versus number 2 with a cold beer in my hand. Come on down, young son. All right, let's get back to it. The comments are on fire this morning. Look, so I want to give my condolences to the two men that were murdered. I don't know their stories, anything like that. I mean, I jokingly made a comment last night on Facebook before I knew any details. I said, man, you got some white folks out here on a killing spree. And I'm not even sure that I'm wrong. I'm just going to be honest, but until proven right, I'll apologize to the family for my comments. I said, look, it's probably over some dope or some women. And I don't, dope, money, or women. Okay, let me add that caveat, money in there. But the money probably over some dope. But I don't know that. But if I was profiling, and especially looking at the killer, I'd say this was over some dope. Now, that's just my opinion, and I'm allowed to have that. But one of the family members got mad at me, got all up in my Kool-Aid, because I don't read the comments, but somebody sent me a screenshot. And they all mad at me, said he'd been clean for a while and this, that, and the other. Well, good. I hope he has. I hope I'm wrong. I hope this was just, I don't know, what else would it be? What else would you kill a man over? And then go kill another man? It's dope or women. What else would it be? I mean, some Simon City Roll, blood in, blood out, disrespect stuff? I don't know. Let's read some comments here. The Guns and Gear text line, too, by the way. 769-241-1944. 769-241-1944. Yeah, the Texas-Ohio State game kicks off at 11. That's the Bloody Mary game of the week. Swing by 042 Wine and Spirits today and pick up a bottle of that Fireman John's Bloody Mary mix and a bottle of your favorite vodka, and get ready to enjoy the Bloody Mary game of the week if you ain't going to go enjoy it on a patio at one of our great sponsors. Susan says on Facebook, dope and a woman. That's why I said that too. I says it's either dope, women, or both. Or both. Barbershop Bob, don't apologize. I know, Bob, but every now and then, I'll throw it out there. You know, if I'm wrong, I apologize. How about that? That apology has an asterisk beside it. If I'm wrong, I apologize. But look, stereotypes exist for a reason, y'all. They're earned, not given. Stereotypes exist for a reason. You know, you got a bunch of tattoos on your face, on your neck, all that stuff. And I do know a bunch of people that are just into tattoos and have tattoos on their face and neck and ain't smoking meth. But I can always look at the ones that do, and I can tell the ones that are smoking meth. I can look at the quality of the tattoo and tell you if they're just playing rock star lifestyle, tattoo lover, collector of fine art, skin art, or if they're jailhouse neck tattoos or face tattoos. You can just look and tell the difference. My buddy Frankie Bones, House of Pain Tattoos. Frankie got neck tattoos and all that, but it's high quality stuff. And you can also look at Frankie. He got a 6-pack of abs and guns. And you can tell Frankie don't do drugs. Well, he don't smoke meth. And, you know, and then I don't want to start naming people, but like Matt Foxworth, that whole crew out there at Blood Rush, you know, gorgeous looking tattoos, fine art, man. And you just look at them, they don't do drugs. You know what I'm saying? But then I can look at people and be like, yeah, there's probably some drugs. And then I can look at their arrest records, pull it up, and like, oh yeah, did time for this, did time for that, did time for this. Don't get mad at me for making assumptions. You know, what did Cat Williams say about Whitney Houston? He said, we pretended for 20 years Whitney Houston didn't smoke crack. She done smoked her kneecaps dry. Like, sometimes you just got to look at the obvious, and that's usually the answer. The most obvious answer is usually the answer. What a bunch of low-dough white folks out in Rankin County killing each other over. Dope or women. That ain't exclusive to Rankin County. That's anywhere. I mean, it wasn't like a fantasy football bet gone awry. I'm going to assume. Anyway, I keep trying to sit here and say I'm going to read some comments, but we got to take a break. I done ran over. We'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. This is the Clay Edwards Show. Welcome back in to the Clay Edwards Show, the most incendiary show in all of America. I mean, if y'all gonna know another one that's on the radio and not just online, please tell me about it, because I want to listen to it. I'm live in the Men's Health and Women's Wellness of Mississippi studios. You know, it's a Friday, so we'd like to tell you about all of our restaurant partners. Our liquor store partner, 042 Wine and Spirits. Swing by, see them today, right next to Sonny's Barbecue, right there in Cross Gates, Brandon, on Highway 80. Get your favorite bottle of liquor. Try something new. Try that Penelope Project X Private Barrel Special 2042 Wine and Spirits. They got a few bottles left. I got one. Man, it's smooth. And then it just kind of chases with a hint of spice. Oh, it's fine. It's fine. I'm on a 30-day no drinking thing right now, but when this 30 days is over, I keep it right behind my desk on my YouTube shelf there, or whatever you want to call it, my bookshelf, where I do my videos. It's just right there. It's talking to me. It's whispering sweet nothings in my ear. It's like 22 days left, 21 days left. You don't have to wait 30 days. You can go get yours today. I got a fly attacking me here. Anyway, 042 Wine and Spirits. They also got Fireman John's Bloody Mary mix. Fireman John, locally owned, locally operated. He is a retired fireman, award-winning Memphis in May world champion, barbecue sauce maker, barbecue cooker. He's now created a Bloody Mary mix. They got it. It's available at 042 Wine and Spirits. Couldn't be more excited. I was there Friday last week for the release of it and got to try it. You don't have to just put it in a vodka for a Bloody Mary. He poured it in a crock pot with meatballs. And they're hands down the best meatballs I've ever had. I took them home with me and I ate on them all weekend. I had to take his crock pot back to his daughter where she works a couple of days ago. He's like, just take the crock pot with you. Drop it off at my daughter where she works at. I do business with where his daughter works. And anyways, I was able to give it back to her while I was there, kill two birds with one stone. But man, try that. You got a tailgate this weekend? You having a football party somewhere, a staycation at the house, a home gate? Get some meatballs, get some of that Bloody Mary mix, and thank me later. 042 Wine and Spirits. All right. We got some breaking news, some national news. This is what I voted for news. Man, I love Donald Trump, my Lord and Savior. Donald Trump has revoked Kamala Harris's Secret Service detail. The first black woman vice president has had her Secret Service detail revoked. She might be fixing to get arrested for her role in the theft of the 2020 election. That might be why she got her Secret Service detail revoked. I mean, I don't know, but is it? I thought presidents and vice presidents, due to the nature of the job, I thought they had Secret Service detail for life. Let's ask Grok if that's true. Coming up in hour 2, I want to talk about Hurricane Katrina 20 years later. We don't have to talk about it the whole hour, but I would like to hear y'all's stories. If any of y'all have a Katrina story, I mean, just even if we weren't there, if we were here, if you were stuck at home without power. I mean, I've heard stories. My ex-girlfriend, she was pregnant at the time, not with mine, but like her, a previous life. She was pregnant at the time. When it was stuck here with no power, like 9 months pregnant, no air conditioning. I mean, I've heard horror stories. Mine wasn't too bad. I made a lot of money. Just because we didn't lose power at the club and I had a bunch of food and no restaurants could open. I had an ice maker. Let me see here. I want to ask Grok this real quick. Let's find out. Do vice presidents get lifelong Secret Service protection? Let's see what it says.
Yes. Former vice presidents do get lifelong Secret Service protection, starting after they leave office. It's the same protection given to former presidents, authorized under federal law for them and their spouses, unless they decline it.
All right, so vice presidents do, in fact, get Secret Service detail for life unless they decline it or a president revokes it. Going to be interesting to see why. No. According to Fox News and according to Kamala Harris reps, no excuse or reason was given. I'm telling you, she may be fixing to get arrested. Oh my goodness. I can't wait. This is what I voted for. Let's take a call on the Mazda Jackson phone line. Hey, you're on there.
Hey, good morning. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm great, thank you. If I'm not mistaken, I believe the only ones that get Secret Service protection for life are former presidents. I'm not aware of any vice presidents except out of courtesy, but I think you're probably right to do that. But I may be mistaken, but I think it's only the former presidents that get Secret Service protection for life.
Well, now this is just AI talking here, so take that for what it's worth. I asked Grok, and it says that, yes, former vice presidents do get lifelong Secret Service protection starting after they leave office. It's the same protection given to the former president, authorized under federal law for them and their spouses unless they decline it. Or I guess unless the president revokes it. Do what?
Well, great. I appreciate you letting me know that, man. Thank you very much. I learn something every day.
Hey, same here, brother. Appreciate it.
All right, bye-bye.
Bye. Yeah, I wasn't trying to prove him wrong, by the way. I just think he was on hold when I was reading that. Yeah, that's going to be interesting. What do y'all think? Why? Let me know. Why do y'all think is Trump just being petty? Or are they about to arrest Kamala? Because here's where I worry about this with Trump. Now, Trump can afford his own security for the rest of his life. He's very well off. You know, he is a billionaire. Trump's a billionaire, self-made billionaire. I know y'all don't like that. Oh, I know that makes y'all mad. Some of y'all are gripping the steering wheel right now. Yeah, Trump dad loaned $1 million. He ain't self-made. Think of how many people, parents set them up with billions and billions of dollars, or millions and millions of dollars, and they blew through it and screwed it up. Let's take a call real quick. Hey, you're on the air. You got about a minute.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm good.
I heard just this morning that Trump was fixing to start looking into whoever was running our country when Biden was up there, and he was thinking about suing George Soros. Or maybe not suing him, but taking him, trying to do something with him. But I don't know if Trump knows this. He probably does. His man, Basson, the man that does some of the finances, worked for George Soros for 25 years.
No, I'm sure he knows.
So, yeah, I mean, if I know it, I'm pretty sure he does. You know, but he was going to start checking on him and checking into all the people that helped cover all that stuff up. Well, so I don't know if that had anything to do with her clearance or not. He should have been pulled immediately.
Yeah, look, I got to let you go. Appreciate you.
Okay, bye-bye.
All right, we got to take a break real quick. We'll be right back on the Clay Edwards Show. It's going to be a real short segment. Then we got a 7-minute break for top of the hour news. And then we got a whole another hour to go. Y'all don't go anywhere. If you're watching online, hit the share button. Y'all enjoy the conversation between yourselves. I'll be right back. Welcome back in to the show, the Clay Edwards Show, live here on WYAB. We got about, looks like 2 minutes before the top of the hour, where I'm going to get into Hurricane Katrina. I'm going to tell you about my Hurricane Katrina survival story. I was a survivor. I'm going to tell you where me and my dad rode it out at. Ironically, they're one of my sponsors now. You can't make it up. You really can't. I'll give you a hint. It's a legendary downtown Jackson bar. We just told you what they had for lunch today. But, man, I'm going to tell you about Katrina. I'm going to tell you what all I went through that week, some of the things that I learned, some of the things that I saw, the influx of thugs. I'm also going to tell you about the new Katrina documentary on Netflix and how disrespectful it was to the Mississippi Gulf Coast, the landmass known as Mississippi, and, frankly, to white people. It is the most racist, anti-white documentary I've ever seen, and if I wasn't stealing my ex-girlfriend's Netflix login to watch it, I would have canceled Netflix. What? Y'all don't use y'all's ex's logins to watch Netflix? Yeah, it was terrible. We're going to talk about that and more. We're going to read your text. And who knows what else we'll talk about today. We got a whole nother hour to go. It's a Friday. It's a FAFO Friday. It's the Clay Edwards Show. We're having a good time this morning. It's Labor Day weekend. I will not be here Monday. Chip Matthews going to fill in some, and then we're going to play a rerun for some more of it. So be a good time, catch a break. I may ride down to the coast Sunday. Who knows? Who knows where you'll find Clay this weekend? I know where you will find me. You'll find me at Cypress Point Resort Saturday, maybe. Monday, maybe. Either way, we're going to have a good time this weekend. Y'all don't go anywhere. We got a 7-minute break, and I'll be right back for a whole nother hour. WYAB. Boom, shakalaka boom. You tuned in to hour 2 of the free-range human show of choice, your daily dose of reality radio. This is the most incendiary show in all of the USA, on all of the RADIO. This is the Clay Edwards Show. I'm, of course, the maitre d' of chaos, the ringleader. I am Clay Edwards. Thank y'all for tuning in this morning. Very lively group in the chat. Whether you like me, love me, or hate me, I appreciate you in there. Your engagement counts just as much as the next guy's. Appreciate y'all. Y'all hit the share button while you're there. If you're listening on the radio on the big stick, 103.9 FM, WYAB, you know what to do. turn it up to 11, and rip the knob off and throw it out the window. I say that like people got real knobs in their radios anymore, but, figuratively speaking, rip the knob off, throw it out the window. WYAB is the only station in town bringing you the best real talk radio. I'm going to buy WYAB one day, and we're going to change the catchphrase from stimulating talk to real talk. That's it. Reality radio. Real talk. Love it, man. We got a great lineup of hosts here right now. I ain't going to get into all of it. I got to do an ad read, but there really is no reason to listen to another talk radio station in this town. We're about to start bringing a lot of sports to you here on this show, too, so you ain't got to change the knob to listen to sports. All right, let's see here. McBee's Bar and Grill for lunch today. It's fried catfish, Southern style, Mississippi farm-raised catfish. Go by, see my boo thing, Christy back behind the bar there, and the rest of the great staff over there at McBee's. Go see my buddy Michael Wimberly, the boss man. And look, they got a great lunch. I ain't got to sell you on their lunch anymore, do I? But the other items on the menu are fantabulous as well. The club sandwich. I'm thinking about eating a club sandwich for lunch today. I've been good on my diet all week, except Monday when Fred Shanks helped drive it off a cliff, and I ate what was it, Tuesday? Whatever day it was that I ate that ribeye steak sandwich for lunch over at it was Monday, over at Cypress Point. But anyway, I've been good all week. I hadn't been eating lunch. I've been doing my intermittent fasting and everything. I'm about to drive that train right off the tracks today. At some point at McBee's. Try the club sandwich. Try the red beans and rice made with country please and sausage. Their mozzarella sticks. I think those mozzarella sticks may be the only thing that's frozen on the menu, and that's fine by me, because as much as I love a good homemade cheese log, some places like Burgers Blues, I love theirs. There's a couple others, but most places kind of mess it up, trying to be fancy. McBee's, sometimes just keeping it simple is the best path, and they just got a traditional fried mozzarella stick, and they got great marinara that they make in-house, I'm told. Just good old cheese sticks. And they're not trying to be the smartest guy in the room. And those are my favorite kind. And look, they just got a new 100-inch TV out on the patio. The weather's going to be nice. The patio's covered. You're not going to worry about getting wet, cold, hot, none of that. They got 60, 70-inch TVs all throughout the building, inside and out. They got live entertainment. They got it all, no cover charge. Get by McBee's tomorrow morning. Get a Bloody Mary and watch that Texas-Ohio State game, and then just sit your butt there. Make sure you got an Uber or a DD. And, man, if you just want a nice chill spot, you love that dive bar vibe, McBee's is going to be your one-stop shop in Ridgeland, Mississippi. Tell them Clay sent you. And, hey, who knows? We may end up having a Clay special of the day if Michael wants to send me something. So we'll keep you posted on that. I think I'm leaning towards the club sandwich and some mozzarella sticks for myself today. What say you? All right, Hurricane Katrina. Oh, look, real quick, the Guns and Gear text line, 769-241-1944. The Mazda of Jackson phone line, 601-879-0002. Somebody buy a shirt for me, so I'll shut up about it. A shirt or a hat. Go by buyfafo.com today. Get you a shirt. I got them in stock, ready to ship. If it's on the website, I should have it in stock, ready to ship. I did some updating yesterday. All right, Hurricane Katrina. Man, so I watched the Hurricane Katrina Netflix documentary the other day. It came out, I think, what's the day? Friday. It came out Wednesday. 3-part. They're all over an hour each. And somebody just told me, thank you for the heads up on the Guns and Gear text line, that it was a Spike Lee joint. That's what he calls his movies, joints. It's a Spike Lee joint. Somehow I missed that. And if I had known that, I would have never watched it. I hate that I gave Spike Lee 3+ hours of my Wednesday afternoon. But with that said, it was terrible. It was absolutely terrible. And look, I can live with the blackity black stuff. I'm used to it around here. I mean, you live near Jackson, and you've had Chakwe Antar Lumumba as the mayor with his reign of terror, black for a living nonsense for the last 8 years. I'm used to it. I can kind of usually drown that out as long as the rest of the documentary is good. the documentary was very, very little about Katrina and the damage that Katrina did. It was a New Orleans systemic racism documentary that just so happened to have Katrina to use as an excuse for more racism. Absolute dumpster fire. And my understanding is there were some people that they interviewed that were part of the police department and other sheriff's departments and this, that, and the other, some white people. And they were told that they were going to leave the footage in there and it wasn't going to be edited and they were going to tell the full story, and they didn't, and they're suing them over it. But they completely ignored Mississippi. It was not a Katrina documentary. It was a New Orleans documentary. Oh, man. You know, and you know why they didn't mention the landmass, Mississippi? Because it was predominantly white people down there that got poo-pooed on by the federal government. But also, the folks down on the coast, you didn't find them stranded on rooftops waiting for people to come get them. Mississippi put its boots on and went down there and helped ourselves. We didn't wait on the federal government to come hold our hand and pet our hands. Oh, it's going to be okay. It's going to be okay. Big Daddy government's coming to get you. Mississippians ain't built like that. That ain't how we roll. It would have busted their whole narrative up if they had shown. That's why they don't show Mississippi in none of these documentaries, because it would bust their whole narrative up about it being racism and this, that, and the other. They don't want you to see that one state over, people was fending for themselves, not waiting on the government to tell them what to do. I find it awfully ironic that watching that documentary made me think about it. The very people that sat there that whole documentary crying about what the federal government didn't do are the same people now telling the federal government, we don't need you in our cities. We don't need you coming to bring the military in here to stop us from killing one another. Crime's down. But, you know, they've changed that tune a little bit too, hadn't they, the last couple of days. I saw where the mayor of D.C. has come out and, you know, actually after talking to black folks, on boots on the ground black folks, you know, that actually ain't drug dealers, killers, and litter bugs. And not just listening to crazy white liberal women screaming about racism. That mayor done come out now and said, yeah, you know what? This is actually doing a good thing. This is actually a good thing for D.C. This is actually helping making our streets safe. I saw where some white liberal cat lady made a comment about some fancy restaurant there. She goes, isn't it a damn shame the military's posted up outside such and such restaurant? But what she didn't say was, by the way, there was still a 3-hour wait to get in the restaurant because everybody felt safe to actually go to the restaurant. Funny how that works. You know what money likes? To feel safe. Money goes where it feels safe. Anyway, I didn't mean to get in a rant about D.C. there, but I just found it awfully ironic. The same people who still keep milking this, the federal government hates black folks nonsense. Those same very people are the same ones saying, we don't want the federal government in our black cities. There was plenty of white apologists on there too. White liberals reading and screaming and crying about racism too. But yeah, I recommend not watching it. That is my recommendation. But if you're an anger addict and you just like to watch things to get mad about, watch it. But if not, and you would like to keep your peace, your inner peace, ignore it. But just trash, man. You know, all I can think about, so I was in New Orleans 2 days before the storm hit. I won. Well, I rigged and bought a prize from a former Z106 host, a contest. He was like, man, if you give me $500, I'll make sure you win. I won't say his name. And I'll make sure you win. And it was 4, 5, 6 tickets and a limo ride to the Saints preseason game against the Baltimore Ravens. Ironically, it was Fred Cerami's limo. I've reminded Fred of this, and he never remembers it. And I see him because I see him here on Tuesdays when he's doing Chip's show. But so we go down there, we ride in the limo, and the dang air conditioning goes out in this limo. But I'll save the full story for after this segment. But I want to say this, because we're going to circle back to my Katrina adventures. But anyway, so I'm in New Orleans 2 days before. The storm is still undecided where it's going to go. Is it tilting left? Is it tilting right? Is it going to hit Mississippi and Alabama? Is it going to hit New Orleans and Texas? So on and so forth. Well, man, I get white boy wasted. White boy wasted. And I'm telling everybody, man, let's just stay the night. I'll buy us a room, blah, blah, blah. Let's have fun. Let's party. We're in New Orleans, baby. Because this limo ride was for there and back. It wasn't for a room. And I got voted off the island. Everybody else wanted to come home. Thank goodness they didn't listen to Clay. But I woke up that morning on the couch at the house, and bam, they had confirmed that it was heading straight to Katrina, and they were doing a recommended evacuation. Now, think about all them people that could have left. Okay, we were there 2 days before, and it was obvious that Category 5 was coming. Okay, maybe New Orleans don't take a dead, a straight-on hit. Maybe it does, maybe it doesn't. But the Gulf ain't that big, relatively speaking, when you're talking about a Category 5 hurricane. Either it's going to hit Mississippi or it's going to hit Louisiana. I mean, you got a 50-50 shot of getting flattened, flooded, whatever, catching some serious damage. I'm probably going to get up out of there. Now, look, I get if you can't afford to go, you can't afford to go, and I'm not talking about them people. But, man, so many New Orleanians chose to stay when they could have left. And then we're supposed to feel sorry for them and all this other stuff. I just remember seeing it when it happened and just seeing all those cars. These were brand new cars at the time in people's driveways with other cars on top of them and stuff. I'm like, man, that's a brand new car. Why didn't you get in it and drive it north? I mean, I've heard stories that some people stayed because they didn't know if their check was they needed to stay to get their check from the government and all kind of stuff, man. All right, let's take a break. When we come back, I'm going to really peel this Katrina story back and tell y'all my Katrina story. You're welcome to call in and tell me yours. The Mazda Jackson phone line is 601-879-0002. We'd love to hear from you all this morning. The Guns and Gear text line, 769-241-1944. People watching on the comments, how many days were y'all without power? Where did you ride the storm out at? We'll talk about that and more. Question of the day, how many days were you without power here on the 20th anniversary of Katrina? We'll be right back. Welcome back in to the Clay Edwards Show, live from the Men's Health and Women's Wellness of Mississippi Studios. Guys, text Clay to 601-800-5130. Let's finish the month out strong at Men's Health. Get that free testosterone screening scheduled today and get on track to getting your life back, because you don't want to be out here with low T energy. Nobody wants to have low T energy. You don't want to be the reason. You don't want to catch yourself sitting in that chair at the corner, in the corner of a hotel room, staring at that bed. You don't want to be that guy. That's low T energy. You want to be the guy on the bed. High T energy. Big T energy. I said it. I said what I said. Hey, did you know that Men's Health and Women's Wellness also has membership packages for less than $200 a month where they can be your general physician? That's right. Do you know how much money you can save on a deal like that? Do y'all know how much money I save because of that package? It's wild. They're my general physician. I don't go to anybody else, unless I had to have specialists or something like that. But that changes up the kind of insurance you do and everything. And if you don't have to have a general physician on your insurance, just doctor visits and stuff, man, just talk to them about it when you go. No, they're going to tell you about it. That's what they do. But consider all of it. Men, women, everybody. Men's Health Mississippi. But right now we're pushing them testosterone screenings. 601-800-5130. Real quick before we get back into the action, I got to tell y'all, Burgers, Blues, Barbecue. 3 great locations. They're serving breakfast at the Madison location right now on Main Street. Flowwood at Dogwood, right in front of Dick's Sporting Goods, and downtown Brandon will be open for lunch and dinner all weekend, closed on Sundays. They take a day off for the Lord. You got to love a business that does that gives their staff a day off. Because I'm going to tell you, I don't think Clay Edwards couldn't do it, not on Sunday, not during football season. We'd have to reevaluate how we look at things. Just being honest. But they do it. And that takes dedication and discipline by the ownership and the management there to not make money on the Lord's Day, and I can respect that, even if I wouldn't do it. But look, check out their tailgating packages. You got big high school football games tonight. You got Mississippi State at Southern Miss tomorrow, and I'm not sure if JSU's got a home game, road game, how they're kicking off their season. I just don't know. I'm not sure about Ole Miss either. But let's just talk about high school football so I can figure out the rest. Brandon, big game tonight, 1 versus 2. What is it, Tupelo coming down, I think? Either way, 1 versus 2 in Brandon tonight. You're going to be tailgating, swing by. Get you a tray of chicken tenders. Get you a tray of their dip. Pulled pork. They got it all. Swing by. Tell them your boy sent you. And don't miss out. Today's Blue Plate special is red beans and rice with sausage, hamburger steak, or fried or grilled catfish. Burgers, Blues, Barbecue. Check out their website, burgersblues.com. And it's got all of the specials there. It's got their tailgating menu and everything. You can't go wrong. Of course, now I found the tailgate menu as I'm moving on from talking about it. But Real 3, they got the B3 party packs. They got the bulk barbecue. They got the huge nachos, the taco bar, and more. I'm going to tell you more about this. Let's get back to the news, and I want to circle back to the Burgers Blues tailgating menu. Let's go to the Mazda Jackson phone line. I believe we got Josh going to tell us his Katrina story. Hey, brother, you there? Hello? Hey, you're on there? Hello? Man, you got to hate that. Sit on hold for a couple minutes and then miss it. Josh, whoever that was, call back. 601-879-0002. Let's try this one more time. Let's make sure we don't have a private call. All right, let's try this phone number here. Hey, you're on there.
Can you hear me, Clay?
Yeah, I got you, brother.
I'm sorry, man. I was connected to a Bluetooth speaker. Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Yeah, appreciate you calling. You going to tell us your Katrina story?
Yeah, so, I was a mechanic, a 63 Bravo, wheel vehicle mechanic in the Army. And we got deployed to Katrina, and I was in a medical logistics company, so they had blood and organs. That's why we got deployed to Katrina, to help out with relief, right?
Yep.
We sat down there for a month, and we were just on an airfield with a bunch of other people. And we didn't do anything.
Where at? On the coast or in New Orleans?
No, it wasn't in New Orleans. It was an airfield. It's been 20 years. This was 2005. So
yeah. It was in Louisiana, though?
City. Oh, yeah. We convoyed from San Antonio, Texas, which is where I was at Fort Sam Houston. That's where I was based out of. We convoyed with Humvees, Hemmets, LMTVs, all the military vehicles. It took us 2 days to convoy from San Antonio to Louisiana.
Sat there for a month and didn't do anything?
Sat there for a month, didn't do anything. The mechanics, we had one Humvee lose a transmission on the way down there. We fixed that within a day when we got down there. And we just sat there, and there was plywood from FEMA and all this stuff that FEMA sent us, not the people that needed it. They sent it to the soldiers, and we didn't know what to do with it. So we built extra showers because there was one set of showers for the whole airfield. And then we're talking about Marines, Air Force, Navy, Army, all on this airfield, on this private airfield.
Yeah, I remember hearing those stories now that you mentioned that about all the resources we had down there that we never used. FEMA was an absolute disaster. That is, let me say one thing about that documentary I've been ranting about. There is actually some good stuff in there about, was it Michael Chertoff? Is that the guy they put over FEMA at the time? About how unqualified he was.
Yeah, I had a search and rescue company with my other brother-in-arms, Xavier Gomez. Mission Critical. I'm sure you've heard of him.
I remember the name Mission Critical.
Yeah, we did search and rescue. We did it for, what's the one that happened in Lake Charles a couple of years ago, the big hurricane?
Man, I'm terrible with the names.
I am too. There's so many. It's hard. But anyway, we went down there, and there were 100 and something different search and rescue companies from all over America. And Louisiana State Police and FEMA were basically saying, we don't need y'all. We were all on standby. We were trying to move trees out the way, and they were like, no, we don't need you. Louisiana's going to handle this.
Well, I remember that was kind of the birth. That was kind of the birth, at least on a national level, of the Cajun Navy, right? That's when we first started really hearing about them.
Yes, and the Cajun Navy needed the help, and we were trying to help them, and we actually had approval from FEMA to help them. But we got paid to do nothing, and it's horrible. Stuff like that. It's ridiculous, man.
Absolutely, brother. Well, hopefully, and that's why, and you saw a rerun of this here recently with the hurricane that hit Florida and the Virginias, and what was it, the Virginias, North Carolina, all up in the mountains and stuff.
And I have
with FEMA
in Florida.
FEMA not doing anything. That's why Trump disbanded FEMA. He's like, the power needs to be in the states.
Glad he did, man.
Let the states tell us what they need, and then we'll assist the states. I mean, that's the way you do it. I'd much rather have Mississippi Emergency Management helping Mississippi with federal funds versus FEMA coming here and trying to tell us what's best for our emergency management. And I know I probably sound
I agree.
I'm going to let you go, brother. Great call. Thank you, man.
Oh, okay. All right.
Have a good one. Yeah, look, and so I don't sound like I'm contradicting myself and sounding like a hypocrite. There's a big difference in a city or a state having the inability to fight crime in its blue cities and the federal government coming in and saying, yeah, we can do it better than you when the track record sucks, versus, like, say, a state like Mississippi. And y'all can say a lot about Mississippi. One thing that we excel at is our emergency management planning. MEMA, I'll put MEMA up against any other emergency whatever you want to call that, preparation, emergency management, whatever it is, disaster relief and planning. Nobody does it better than MEMA. Unfortunately, we have the proof of that because we have to deal with a lot of natural disasters and stuff here. But MEMA's on top of it. And I think Katrina and what Haley Barbour and what Mississippians did is one of our shining moments. And it's a damn shame that we don't get I say we as Mississippians, that we don't get the love and we don't get the support and the respect and the attaboys that this state deserves for how we did it without Big Daddy government. We're going to talk about that on the other side of the break. I want to talk about some of the things we did, myself, and that I saw other Mississippians do. I want my attaboy, dang it. I'm playing. We'll be right back. This is the Clay Edwards Show. Y'all don't go nowhere. Phone line's wide open. You want to tell your Katrina story? I'll put mine on the back burner. We can make it about y'all. 601-879-0002. Guns and Gear text 769-241-1944. Phone calls move to the front of the line. We'll be right back. Clay Edwards Show, live here on WYAB. This segment brought to you by our friends over at Tri-County Tree Service. Guys, man, we had some flash flooding last night. If you got any tree issues, ground really wet, man, got it worried about any trees coming down, reach out to Tri-County Tree Service. If you had any trees come down, reach out to Tri-County Tree Service. Let them come out, get you an estimate today, and get it taken care of for you. Got any dead trees, worried about coming down? Man, look, you know what it is. It's Tri-County Tree Service all day. Give them a call, 601-940-5499, 601-940-5499. That's Tri-County Tree Service. Good folks, I tell you, good folks. Real quick, I did find the tailgating menu there at Burgers Blues Barbecue. I wanted to mention a few of the things they got. You got the smoked chicken wings. You got the chicken bites. You got B3 sliders. You got the brisket rotel and tortilla chips. It serves 25 people. It's $100 for a half pan. I know $100 sounds like a lot of money. It is, but it feeds 25 people. It ain't a lot of money. You going to a tailgate, you going to a party somewhere, you're not going to use my meatball recipe I told you about? Show up with a pan of their brisket, smoked brisket and rotel dip plus their homemade chips for $100. Or, hey, just do the queso and tortilla chips. Serves 25. Only $50. Man, they got it all. Check them out. Go to burgersblues.com. Hit menu, and then you'll see the tailgate menu link up there. And check out all the tailgate options that they have available through their catering. I'm over here, like, I got a gift card for $125 from them. I'm over here thinking about buying a pan of that brisket queso and just live on it, because that's keto. I couldn't use the chips, but I'll eat it by itself. I ain't scared. Burgersblues.com. All right. Katrina. Man, I saw some comments on a post from last night. I almost want to shift gears and cuss somebody out. But we'll talk about Katrina. So I owned that bar 105 down there on the corner of Capitol and Ferris Street when Katrina hit. Me and my dad. You know, we knew it was going to be a Category 1. I mean, we weren't stupid, but maybe we were. You know, they said it's going to be Category 1. I didn't really understand what a Category 1 meant. I never been in a Category 1 hurricane. Didn't quite understand just how strong those winds were until you actually feel it for yourself. Just like you don't understand how cold sub-zero is until you feel sub-zero. Hurricane winds, same way. You don't quite understand what how bad a Category 1 is, how strong a Category 1 is, until you're up in a Category 1. So we're in downtown Jackson riding around, just kind of soaking it all in, literally. And I remember coming up Capitol Street, man. We had took a right off of Ferris, right there at the Federal Building, right by my club, and we were coming up Capitol, and we got to the old Capitol there at State Street, and somehow or another the American flag from the old Capitol was hanging off a power cord or power line or something or another, and was dangling dead center right there in the intersection. And I got a picture of it, and I can't find it for nothing, man. This is 2005, so this is pre-iPhone. I may have had a T-Mobile Sidekick or something at that time. I don't even remember. But anyhow, so he's like, man, this is a little worse than I thought. I don't want to be driving. It was flash flood and all kind of stuff. So we go to Martin's. I don't remember how long we stayed in Martin's or how many drinks we consumed, who drove, how we got home. I don't remember none of that. Not because I got too drunk or nothing like that. I just remember being in Martin's, watching it on Fox News, and just riding it out until we got a little break in it and could get back out on the road. But I don't remember anything after that day. But we got home or whatever, and man, the next day we wake up and we don't have any power, of course, out at the house and there at Brooklyn Hills. So we go down to the club. The club never lost power. The power's underground there, and it's tied into that same grid that the Federal Building's tied into. So we never lost power. And you got all these people that have evacuated New Orleans, and or in Louisiana, whatever, and there's probably 10,000 people at the Coliseum. I mean, it's crazy. It's packed. I don't remember if they had anybody in the Trademark Building or not at the time, but at the Coliseum, man, they were taking food donations, all that. We cooked over 1,000 chicken wings, and we took them there and dropped them off. And man, it was a line of people, Mississippians, rolling our sleeves up, putting our boots on, and just there was probably as many people that had cooked plates of food, dishes of food, and were dropping it off there at the Coliseum for the people. I I was proud of myself. Like, we did 1,000 chicken wings. You know, I was like, man, they're going to roll the red carpet out for us to give us a round of applause and everything. I didn't know. I'm just, 25 years old, 26 years old, a little bit full of myself. And I just said it over there, bye. What do you mean, bye? This is Clay Edwards' soon-to-be world-famous chicken wings. That's 1,000 of them. Do you know how much money that cost? I'm being a little facetious here. But anyway, it was cool to see Mississippians roll their sleeves up and go and donate all that cooked food, just try to help these people. I'm sure there's a lot of footage from the local news channels of interviewing people that were up here and stuff. And, then you think about all the people that stayed up here. You want to talk about culture rot. We inherited a lot of Ninth Ward trash here in Jackson that came up here from Katrina, and I don't know that they ever went back home. And I'm pretty sure some of the spawn of Satan, when they came up here and impregnated our women, I'm pretty sure that this is some of the ones running around now causing all the record homicides and chaos in Jackson, and their lack of ability to properly speak the English language. It is terrible. Terrible. So we had that restaurant downstairs on the first floor of 105 on the corner of Farish and Capitol called Gators. And it was a sports bar. And I remember this black woman had gotten off the train, a bus. She had got there somehow or another. And I got Fox News on behind the bar. And this woman steadily on there blaming New Orleans flooding on George Bush. I kicked her out of my restaurant. Let's take a call on the Mazda Jackson phone line. Hey, good morning. You're on there.
Yeah, this is Sam from Madison. Look, do you know what a DMORT team is?
A what?
DMORT.
No.
We got activated with Katrina, and the good thing is that Barber was way ahead of the game in knowing that Katrina was going to come and have the damage and everything. It's a disaster mortuary recovery team, and when you have a response like that, Clay, you've got different parts of the mission that has, different outcomes you're looking for. So if you remember the people that were recovering the bodies and the thing about the morgue that was set up at the Gulfport Airport, and the media was mad that they couldn't come in and everything. But anyway, I went down when you had to have ID and you had to carry your own gas, your own food, and everything else. And the second night, we were all sitting on the apron at the airport, Gulfport Airport, and we heard this guy that had a different accent. We said, "Man, where are you from?" He goes, "Wisconsin." I said, "Wisconsin? How'd you get here?" He said, "Well, I'm with FEMA," and they had already been activated, and we're down south just waiting for everything safe to where they could fly into the airport. But the search and rescue part of it was already set, already ready, and, we did our deal. I spent 10 days down there. But now as far as the money part of it, who could get money for food and everything else and all, I'm not aware of that side because we were too busy on the other side of it.
Man, I thought that Mississippi did a phenomenal job of not waiting for the federal government to tell us what to do. And I think nowadays we judge current politicians, or we judge governors that are dealing with a crisis of, is this their Haley Barbour Katrina moment? And I thought Tate got a little bit of that with the Jackson water crisis, but on obviously a different scale because human lives were not at risk. Hey, our connection's gone a little crappy. I'm gonna let you go. Thank you for the call, brother. Great story.
Well, one thing, just to put it out there, is that what a lot of people didn't realize, when we were painting the stuff on the houses as to whether body, nobody, or whatever, is you have to do an autopsy on everybody that you find that's passed, because there's several times in history where hurricanes were used to cover up murders.
But wasn't there one on the coast? Wasn't there one in Katrina where they did that at some apartments down there?
I wasn't involved in that one.
Okay,
but,
I remember that.
Ago in Houston there was. Yeah. Anyway, but yeah, I agree with the connection. But I just wanted to put that out there that there is different parts of the response, and the search and rescue part of it went very well.
Man, look, appreciate the work you did down there, and appreciate you calling in this morning and telling us about that. Great story.
Right, man.
Sad story, but great story.
Right, bye.
Appreciate it. That was interesting. Yeah, I remember something about there being, and maybe my memory's wrong here, but I want to say that there was down on the coast during Katrina, or maybe it's in Houston that I'm thinking of. You know what? Disregard. It is what he's talking about in Houston. There was a murder at some apartments that they tried to blame on the hurricane. But gosh, I was thinking that happened on the coast too, but I guess not. But yeah, we judge all current governors since then and moving into the future. All of them will be judged on what Haley Barbour was able to do post Katrina. We refer to that as, is this going to be their Barbour Katrina moment? And I thought Tate got that with the Jackson water crisis, not so much with COVID. We got to take a break. Caller, I apologize. I'm not going to be able to get to you. We'll be right back to land the plane for the day. This is the Clay Edwards Show. All right, guys. I appreciate everybody watching and commenting today. I would love to read all your comments. I'm going to repost this ad-free later tonight. It'll go live at 7 o'clock. And maybe I will watch it in live time with y'all and do some commenting because I don't have any plans for the evening. We'll see. I doubt it. Sounds good right now. It won't sound good come 7 o'clock. But I will get all this reposted with all the video, with all the commercials cut out of it. That's what I'm doing that with the show now. Every night, 7 o'clock. I couldn't do yesterday's show because of the content. It never streamed on Facebook. But moving forward, the show will be rebroadcast or re-uploaded at 7 p.m. every night with no commercials. So it goes from 2 hours to an hour and 20 minutes. Y'all be blessed, man. Have a great Labor Day weekend. Get out, support these great sponsors. If you need a car, swing by Mazda Jackson or Ellis Autoplex. I told you about all our great food places. I forgot to tell you about Acme Pizza and Daiquiris. Swing by, see Chip and the team today. Get you a bunch of daiquiris, load them up for the weekend. That's right, you can get the daiquiris to go. They come in a freezer bag, with a spout on it. That's Acme Pizza and Daiquiris. Right there at Phantom Mart on the res. McBee's, fried catfish for lunch. Burgers, Blues, Barbecue, Martin's, downtown Jackson, at the Manship. So many great places. Y'all swing by, support them all. 042 Wine and Spirits. Man, load up on the liquor for the holiday weekend. I'll see y'all back here Tuesday. But you'll see me online over the weekend too. I ain't got no big plans. I'll be making some internet stuff. I'll be making some videos. Swing by my website, buyfafo.com. Somebody buy a shirt from me today. Or a hat. We got other colors than pink. Y'all be blessed. Oops. Didn't mean to do that. Back in to the last couple minutes of a FAFO Friday here on the Clay Edwards Show. Man, big week of shows. Man, we've been on a burner here lately. I feel like we have put some of our best shows ever out the last few weeks. Really, really been on a tear lately here. I really appreciate everybody. I appreciate all the support. I appreciate the kind words you guys give me when the shows are over, when you go back and listen to them. Podcast is always available. Just search Clay Edwards Show wherever you download podcasts. I am now uploading the show at 7 p.m. every night to YouTube and Facebook with the commercials cut out. So we're going back through the video, editing the commercials out, just the dead space or the pre-recorded commercials, not the live reads. And it cuts it down from 2 hours to an hour and 20 minutes. So if you're looking for something to do in the evening times, want to go back and watch the show, or if you missed the show, that'll be a way to do it. We're just trying to make it easy, trying to give you guys more opportunities to watch and view the content and listen to it. Hey, don't forget, swing by Chip's Place, Acme Pizza and Daiquiris. Grab a gallon of frozen daiquiris for the weekend. Man, you show up to the barbecue with some frozen daiquiris, you will be the rock star of the barbecue. Or grab a couple pizzas from there. Phantom Mart on the res. They're open late all weekend long. That's Acme Pizza and Daiquiris. I will see you guys back here Tuesday. See y'all out this weekend. Stay safe.